How's it going, everybody? This is Grim from Grim Phoenix Gaming. I'm doing a Superman guide because I have looked on YouTube and looked for videos, and I haven't really found much on Superman. I happen to be a top 1% player for Superman, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's give it a go. So, with Superman, let's talk about his basic game plan. For instance, Superman's basic game plan: heavy, tank, really hard to kill. Okay, ideally you want to be in the mix, taking the damage for your teammate, dishing out a lot of damage, especially with his aerials. You got some of the best aerial coverage in the game. But let's just go over his moveset real quick. So you have your neutral special, which is Ice Breath. It has a couple uses. One, you can freeze projectiles that are shot at you. So with Gizmo, right? Gizmo shoots projectiles. For instance, neutral special for Superman. Once he gets his arrows, as you can see, freezes the projectile, makes ice that you can pick up, and uses your own projectile. Pretty straightforward. Using Ice Breath on them increases the snow meter, which once that's full, they become frozen. Free damage. The other thing you can do, which I won't show here, but if you use your Ice Breath on allies, it enhances their next attacks to apply ice. So it's a neat little thing to do in twos. So moving on, we have Grounded Air Special. The interesting thing about this is it has a hitbox going up and down. It's an alright move. It's good for doing some ledge trapping. Overall, you won't really be using up special on the ground. Next we have Superman's side special. This move is really good at killing early. For instance, we have Gizmo here, 30%. Look at the knockback of that. Then we have Grounded Down special, which is his laser. You can also use this in the air. You also have armor during it. His grounded laser is kind of meh. It can be good for some reads on people coming in with a dash attack if it's on a multi-hit. But then we're on to normals. For his normals, you have your neutral. Also has armor. It's a good get off me button. This, in my opinion, is his up normal is probably, in my opinion, his strongest normal attack on the ground in his kit. This move is so good. It is a setup. It is an armor move. You can use it in the middle of your jab, and it strings to like all of his aerials, which is his bread and butter. Like Superman's aerials is his bread and butter. And then you have your down, which is your armor break. It's quick, has low recovery. Your dash attack is a 2-hit, which actually has really good range. You can scoop from pretty far. And then you have your jab. Your jab is really good. You can lock them in place for a while, and it ends in that big punch. Something basic you can do with his jab is you can cancel it into different attacks. So you can down to like forward air. You can jab into up, which I was saying before, and combo into it. Oh yes, also his down, his armor break is chargeable. It's really good at ledge trapping, or you can down air. For his aerials, his up air, side air, and down air are all chargeable. Up air is just an uppercut upwards. Side air, this one's really good, especially because you can charge it. This side air is going to be a huge key to how you play Superman. It has a lot of knockback. It is very good for stringing or going for big reads. And then your down air is a really good spike. You can use it to bounce off the stage and get like cheeky things like down air into forward air. You can also, at certain percents, combo down air into down air. For instance, like that. And then your neutral air is a rapid punch. It's really good against armor. It can kind of like zone out places in the air so that people can't jump into or dodge into. And then his air specials. Down specialist laser, just like on the ground. I prefer doing laser in the air because if you land that hit with laser, I jump once. Yeah, if you hit, I prefer doing laser in the air because if you hit laser while in the air, it's a free follow-up. That's a bad example, but his other air specials, you have up, which up is really good on disadvantage. In my opinion, I think Superman's up air, or sorry, up special in the air is really good at disadvantage. So let's say your opponent's here on the ledge, getting ready to spike you, scoop him up. You can scoop from pretty far down under, like yeah, as you can see, and then you can combo off of it. Let me switch the bot back to recovery so I can show these things all. What else do we have? His neutral in the air is same thing, ice breath. Neutral special, I mean. Now, one of my personal favorite moves in Superman's kit is his side special in the air. His side special in the air is this really long flight, and if you collide with anyone during this flight, you command grab them into a punch. You can combo this with like tossing them and then or up air, grab them. It also travels with them a little bit before hitting them. You can do something like this with this side special where like you dash attack and then grab them. You can go for it. I like to go for a second grab there sometimes. So yeah, his side specials in the air, really good. Bread and butter of Superman's kit. Let's go over his perks. So for Superman's perks, you have well-rounded, 5% boost to damage and defense. In my opinion, this is his best gold perk. Raw defense on a tank such as Superman, especially when your job is to go in, get in the mix, take the damage, is really good, especially because they took Kryptonian skin out from the beta. And then his other options are also just like for instance, his other gold perk is Sniper Punch, which increases the range of your side special on the ground, which is that like chargeable teleporting punch. And the farther distance they are away, the more knockback and damage it has, and the closer they are, the less knockback and damage it has. My problem with this is there's a lot of times where you're gonna try and throw out this move, or you're gonna want to use it, and you just get hit out of it. There's so many hitboxes in the game that people just throw out there. You will get hit out of this 9 times out of 10 trying to charge it. The other thing is, and don't get me wrong, I run this perk in my anti-projectile kit for the people who like to run away, because it is good. It is good for gap closure. And then his other perk is Break the Ice. He deals additional damage to people with ice stacks on him. In theory, this sounds good. My problem with it is you have to have ice stacks on him for it to work, when you could just take the 5% extra damage on top of 5% defense without needing stacks. That's why this one, to me personally, or just absolutely terrible, not worth running. Sniper Punch can be used in situations, but overall the 5% is the strongest. Then we have our team perks. I've only really ran 2. I think the only 2 worth running, either you're running Snowball against people who don't have projectiles, extra 7% damage boost, huge, like that's just insane. Especially if your teammate's running it, it's extra 14%. And then Protective Momentum shuts down basically every projectile in the game. It is so good against projectiles. You walk to the side for half a second and get a shield. Insanely good. Yeah, okay, so we'll go on to the second burst. I personally think 5%, even though it's the base one, I think 5% base movement speed is his best one in the second slot. You can do some funny shenanigans with Airwalker, such as airwalking into a teleport punch can be useful sometimes. Overall, Superman doesn't really benefit from a lot of these. I think collateral damage isn't that great. It's too situational. You need the right stage for it. Dash attack breaking armor could be decent on Superman, especially because you have a 2-hit. But the thing is Superman's kit doesn't really need armor breaks because he has the down attack on the ground, which is an armor break, and grabs go through armor. command grabs ignore armor. You still get yoinked up. But I have seen some Superman run Last Stand while you're at 100 damage, knocking back enemies applies weaken. On a character like Superman, you're almost always getting above 100 damage. It is so hard to kill Superman. So I could see this being viable, but in my personal opinion, because of how slow Superman is in the game, you need the 5% increased speed. Especially when you're dealing with some of the characters that like to run away and set up and then go into combos. And then we have, last but not least, his last perk. Now, a lot of the perks in this third category are very viable on Superman. I think in general, Pugilist is probably the best one to go with if you don't know the matchups or don't know what you want to run. I run Second Wind again on my anti-projectile tree or perks because usually when you're chasing people that are spamming projectiles down, you like to carry them to the edge of the screen with like your flying side special in the air, or like forward air into side special, and carry them all the way out, because most of the projectile characters have a hard time coming back to stage. Clear the air can be good if you're good at parrying, but I think if you're going to go for an anti-projectile one, just get the projectile shield. Armor Killer, super good right now, especially with the amount of people playing Wonder Woman and Iron Giant once he comes back. Armor Killer, super good against them. Very situational though. It's one of those perks that like you have to know if your opponent is an armor using character. For instance, Armor Killer really good against Superman. But overall, I think Pugilist is the best one to go with. I can see Armor Crush being good on Superman since all of his aerials are chargeable. Could be really good. But again, Pugilist just super good. But that covers all of the perks I run on him and his gold perks. Now, your game plan with Superman. You essentially want to make people frustrated with approaching you. So throwing out Ice Breath, which I don't use Ice Breath that often, but if someone's like approaching you, you can use it just to tap it, you know, make them think about their approaches. But this right here, this laser, really annoying. You can get free chip damage with burn, and it can just be annoying to deal with because they have to use a jump to go over or dodge. But another thing I like to do is getting close and just start comboing with up airs and up tilt. You can grab with up special. One of the combos I like to do is jab into up normal. So you can combo off of it, you can grab, you can charge the down air to follow them as they fall. Or sorry, not down air. You can charge the forward air or side air to follow them as they fall, because these are chargeable, you can let go of it whenever. You can let go up here, you can let go down here, in the middle of the air, doesn't matter. But yeah, this right here, that's like one of my basic combos. That will catch people off so many times. Or even just like if you land this, if you just land a raw up normal, you can usually, as long as you read their DI, you can catch them with the side air. And almost every time, I don't know if this is just like because people haven't learned how to do anything against it yet, but if you hit that forward air, you can hit someone with that side special like almost every time with that grab, because a lot of people just either dodge into it or just DI toward you. I don't know if it's like a community thing, but what I do know is it works. Another combo you can do, I was talking about before, is down air combos into down air. But yeah, down air into down air is a combo, because the way Superman works. You can also down air into down air into down tilt, which combos. You can down air into down tilt into sniper punch if they don't DI correctly, or if they don't dodge. But yeah, down air into down air is a good loop. You You can string it into up tilt, you can string it into neutral. Oh, whoops. So down air into neutral. You can down air into up, down air into down tilt, the sniper. There's a lot of things you can do. This, your down air, really good setup tool. Same with up. This move is literally his best grounded move in his entire kit. Dash attack is alright. It sets up into up tilt. There's not too much you can do off a dash attack because it has a decent amount of recovery. Oh, the other thing with Superman, and this is a mechanic that he's the only character that can do this. Superman from the ground can dodge into the air. So you can dodge, for instance, if someone goes for, I don't know, a down air trying to come down on top of you or anything like that. Most of the time you're still going to do this, but I mean, being able to do this, or for instance, because I use this a lot, characters like Batman or Harley who have a slide that go really far, that up dash into down air, really good. Another basic game plan is laser into things. Laser can lead to some very good conversions, especially because you can forward air out of it into grab, which a lot of your kills, if you're playing Superman, are going to come from forward air, down air, and this grab. This grab can kill very early if you get big reads. For an example, we got him at like 119. We'll hit him with a neutral. Catch him with the fight. Dead. Another combo is just if you hit a raw. If you hit a raw down normal, you can lead it into sniper punch, which that will kill at very early percents. For instance, 104. Now I say early percents. I guess 100 is like normal, but if you catch someone with that, like near the ledge, yeah, they're probably dead. Another kill tool, and this is from disadvantage, as I was saying before. Oops. So another kill tool I was talking about before, you can do this from disadvantage. Your up tilt into down air. It's hard to do because I haven't set on idle. But overall, yeah, your game plan is go in, be the meat shield while dishing out a bunch of damage, using your armor moves to outplay attacks, and set up for your teammate. Your job as Superman is to deal out big aerials, carry people. The fact that he has 2 command grabs that hold people in place make it really easy to set up for your teammate or the up special. But your job is to grab people or send them up tilt and set up for your teammate and be the big meat shield that you have to be. That is my guide on Superman. I hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you later.